my good people, how are you doing? Thank you so much for tuning into this channel. My name is Lynn Nyawera. I take this opportunity to welcome each and every one of you, and if you are new to this channel, welcome so much. This is KYJTV, where I bring you real life stories that will inspire and impact your life at the same time. Make sure if you haven't subscribed, you subscribe, like, comment, and this story, make sure you watch it to the end. Do not skip any bit of it. I am happy to announce to you that finally I have gotten back to interviews after such a long time, and so I will be bringing you amazing stories and you cannot afford to miss any bit of it. So today I have an amazing guest with me. His name is Francis Mwalya, and he is going to take us through his story. Come along with me, watch it to the end. Do not forget to comment down below. Francis, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure. Thank you for coming to KYJTV. We are happy to have you today.
Wow.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. So you can let our audience know more about yourself briefly. Yes.
Thank you so much. My name is Francis Mwalya, and it's always love to say I'm born again, and I'm happy to be hosted at KYJTV for my live interview. I am an electrical engineer by profession, and I am happy to share my life experience with you people so that you can get encouraged and you can get motivated to move ahead in career-wise, profession-wise, and also in life as well. So thank you so much. Keep tuned for watching and you'll be encouraged. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And now your story, it has a lot, but we are going to go through it slowly so that the audience will be able to learn and get the most out of it. So we can start by knowing more about your background, your being brought up, and your environment, how you grew up.
Thank you so much, my host Lee.
Yes.
Actually, I'm born from Kitui County. I schooled from Kitui County, from my primary level, from my high school level. But now I shifted from Kitui County to Mombasa. Back in primary level, I've been brought up in a family of 9 people. Me being that born, and being that born, I'm the first male child in the family. And that tells you definitely that I assume a lot of responsibility in the family. Because in the absence of the father, definitely you have to step in.
Yes. And
that my biggest role in the family is to step in place of our father. I've gone through the 844 system. Thank God that the CBC system I've not gotten in school.
Okay.
So I'm an 844 student.
Yes.
Cleared my class 8 in 2010.
Okay.
I've cleared 2010, proceeded to high school.
Okay.
And proceeded again to higher level learning institutions. Now in the working field.
Yes.
And then just to take you a bit of my story in the high school. That not high school, sorry, but in primary level. When I'm in primary level, I've had a lot of responsibilities.
Yes, those are the responsibilities that you want to know more about. You're talking of responsibilities at this young age. You would love to know more about it.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me just share.
Yes.
Actually, you can see me, you can assume I'm a young man. Yes, by age, I look young, and indeed I am young. But the mind has grown because of assuming big responsibilities at my young age.
Yes.
So maybe you'd want to know such responsibilities.
Yeah.
Well, growing up in a family of 9 has not been that easy. Bearing in mind that I'm the first male child. And unfortunately, my dad passed on while I was in class 7.
Sorry for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Comforted. And since that time, I assumed the full responsibility, let me say, of father in that context, because I have to take charge of the other people together with mom. And Mark, I'm in class 7.
Yes.
So since that time up to now, it has not been easy, but I thank God I've maneuvered all through. I was in class 7, and that forced me to repeat class 7. My mind thought that because I didn't do the exams, I didn't do the full random exam to move to class 8, I thought that I would be excused by the school administration because they knew my case.
Yes.
It was not deliberate that I skipped exams. But it wasn't that way. It never happened that way. I was forced to repeat because I had 249 and we were going with 250. So 1 mark took me back to class 7. Nevertheless, I learned some lessons. And I hope you also learn them and be inspired.
Alright.
One, thinking that I would be excused to go to class 8 because it wasn't my fault.
Yes.
It never happened that way. And that taught me to be strong. That despite what you do, you have to be strong.
Yes.
That you don't fail. Actually, the world has no mercy. If you think that the world will beat you at any point of your life, I'm sorry. Because I wasn't beaten in that despite expecting it.
Okay.
So I repeated class 7. I went through the system. Then from class 7 to class 8, transition to Form 1. I taught myself to be strong.
Okay.
Because I would receive so many calls from the family, here and there talks, and though that one's for another day. But at that young age, when being subject to such responsibilities,
yes.
One, you get to grow, yes. Two, you also feel, you feel some form of depression or oppressed because of what you are carrying. If no finances, you're thinking beyond your capability at the moment.
Okay.
So one, it taught me to be strong. And I proceeded to high school because after class 8, I stayed home for 3 days. I finished on class 8 on Thursday. That was KCSE. Then I stayed home on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Okay. Then on Monday, I went for work somewhere as an houseboy. Okay. I worked as an houseboy, paid 1,500 per month, preparing to join Form 1.
Okay, let me ask, aren't there any relatives who are coming up to help you after the passing of your dad, or you are all left alone, you and your mother alone? There is no relatives to help?
Okay. Relatives are there. They do help, but it depends to what extent. Okay. And as for me, I may say they are there, yes, but they help from a distance. For example, I was taught to repeat class 8 after doing Form 4 by my immediate uncle. Okay. So that maybe they can prepare to take me to Form 1. Yes. Because we had no money, we had no capability for such. But me with my mind, I looked at the back, we are so many, when I repeat, we will clash with the ones that are coming. Not that I failed the exam. It's only because there's no money. Yes. I said do not repeat. Okay. Because they have been watching me since class 1 to class 8. Why should they say that now they had it prepared for me? Well, it wasn't their fault as well. It wasn't their burden. But I refused to repeat despite the offer from their parents or rather from the uncles to repeat. Because now I was assuming maybe I can repeat and fail to pass well. Okay. So what will happen again? So I chose to continue. And by the grace of God, I joined Form 1. Yes. And I joined late anyway because of the school fees. So the school that I was called, it's not the one that I went. I was called for another national school. I went for a nearby day school. Yes. So I was done full shopping for the school that I was called for, a national school. But later on, the fees couldn't match my pocket. Okay. So I had to go to the nearby day school. Okay. With a foreign uniform. Because I had uniform from this side. So with a foreign uniform, I looked like the head boy of the school, despite being a Form 1.
Were you the one who looked for the school fees and the shopping and the uniform?
Someone volunteered for me. Okay. To do shopping for me for the national school that I was called for. Yes. And that was good of him. But for school fees, he said he's not ready for that, but he's ready to offer me the full uniform, the package that I need for the uniform. Okay. And that was exactly it. But now the fee side, it wasn't there. Okay. So I had to transfer to the nearby school. It wasn't easy for me as well, because I didn't want that, but I had to do it to take it. Okay. So I went with a foreign uniform. The principal there gave me a deadline of 2 weeks so that I can get the right uniform of the school, so that I may look like the rest. Okay. Yeah, because I was like, have you been brought a new head boy or a teacher or all these things? But I maneuvered, I got the right uniform, the right hat of the school, and I went my course to Form 4 and I finished Form 4.
All right. And how was it like in high school? How did you get the money for your school fees?
It's a bit challenging. And one of the ways that I managed, I got a well-wisher to give me 2,000 to go and begin my school fees. 2,000 shillings. I went and paid school fees for the first time.
What? So the first school fees you paid was 2,000?
It was 2,000 shillings for high school.
Well,
and it wasn't from my pocket, neither from my parents,
yes.
but from my well-wisher, the one who volunteered even to do my shopping for Form 1.
Okay.
My uniform shopping and all what is needed in school during reporting.
Okay.
So she was a lady,
Mm-hmm.
and she gave me 2,000 shillings.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciated that because deep down I was like, what will happen?
Yes.
I've transferred from here to come to here, no money. What will happen now? But I thank God that a way was available for me.
Okay.
So my life in Form 1, I rented a house.
You rented a house in Form 1?
I've been a tenant. Is it? Are they tenants? I've been a tenant from Form 1.
And you see, this is in the village. No,
it's in the village.
Okay.
It's in the village.
Yes.
And in the village, I rented a house from Form 1. It was 200 shillings per month, but it was not easy to be paid. It was not easy to get it as well, despite it being from the village center.
Yes.
So I rented a house in Form 1. And because while in Form 1, I knew that I'm the one taking care of me, my responsibilities back at home. So I could not just stay idle and then wait for manna from heaven.
Okay.
So I used to burn charcoal.
Hey.
That's my side hustle. To pay the rent, to buy my clothes, to buy what I need for school. That is now from Form 1 or through to Form 4.
Okay.
Until it came a point that a teacher chased me from school because of school fees. Then I got bitter because one thing I know, when I get to school, when I go home, I'll not get the fees.
Okay.
So I'll stay. And others as a learning.
Okay.
So I told the teacher, please leave me alone. Then she also got upset and then forwarded me to the principal.
Yes.
And I was happy with that because that is where the whole story began. I went and faced the principal, told him, "Come, madam, I'm the one who is looking for all this. So if only you can give me 1 month and I will bring you the school fee." Then she looked at me and goes, "You crazy or what? Are you the one paying school fees?" Told her, "I'll bring you money. So give me 1 month. Because even if I go home, I'll not get anything. I'll be taught to stay or rather to go to the farm and do some farming there and there.
Okay.
That will not add up." So the principal listened to me and she gave me a trial.
Yes.
And I thank God I got a way out and I brought some money, though not a whole lump sum, but I brought a part of the school fees. And from that day, the moment she thought of sending school fees, she could ask me, "What do we do here?"
Okay.
Because that was me. And I told her, when you get me home, I'll not get anything. So you better ask me so that we can plan together.
So what time were you working? Because you are in school, of course there are exams to do, there is assignments.
Yes.
Like what time were you working?
In high school.
Yes.
In high school, I had rented a house outside that. So I had weekends. That is Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
So Saturday, we used to go to school up to afternoon, that is around 1.
Yes.
Then we get home. So when we get home, it's now when I go to make charcoal, to cut the trees, to do what. And on Sundays, I just do what is needed to burn charcoal. Then every evening, because I'm going home every evening, I could go and check how's the progress.
Okay.
Until the charcoal is ripe, and then I could get it for sales.
Okay. And what was your mother's reaction to you renting a house, like instead of staying at home with them? Like, what was her reaction towards that?
Our reaction towards that wasn't negative, it was positive. Because one, I was living away from home. The school wasn't near home. Okay. So it was a distance I couldn't walk.
Okay.
So that is why I never stayed at home. It was a day school, but away from home.
Yes.
So I had to rent a house from nearby.
Okay.
That's why maybe I didn't stay at home. Our reaction was positive, only that she didn't have much to help me. But at least when I get home, I could search what is there in terms of foodstuffs. I carry my hindi, I carry my maragwe, and what is available.
Yes.
I get to go with it. So that on weekends I do myself justice.
Okay. And now that you are living alone and you are a teenager and there is that peer pressure of teenagers, they want to go out to do this, that freedom of teenagers, that is the time you want to explore things, to experience this and that. Like, how did you maneuver through that?
One, at my school level, it wasn't that much because I was in a village school.
Okay.
Most of the things happen mostly in a town setup, when the schools are set up in town. But my school was in a village, so it was this school. So you find that the only thing that is available is to go home and come to school.
Yes.
But maybe in the universities and colleges, those things could crop up. But at high school, there wasn't. There maybe during when we are not in school, it is a season of rain maybe. We could go and farm to some people's farms and then get some money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. If it's a season of rain, you go and farm to people, then you get some money to help us keep our progress.
Okay.
Yeah, while in school. I could do that most of the time.
All right.
When I'm not going there, I go to Banjako, such that I have some income coming.
Yes.
So that I can sustain myself.
Okay. Yeah. Now at this point, you stopped that work of doing houseboy work, or you still continue with the same?
When I went to Form 1, I stopped houseboy work.
Okay.
And that's when I ended to rent a house.
Yes.
So that now I can concentrate with the high school life.
All right. School life. Yes.
I was doing the work of houseboy between November and January, waiting for results so that I can go to do Form 1. And that money helped me because I used to be given 500. The owner of the home could give for me 1,000 for shopping of high school.
Okay. Yeah.
That was then because it was those days.
Yeah, the whole month you earn 1,500, which today even one day you cannot have for lunch and supper. Oh my goodness. Yes, and now it's very interesting that despite all those challenges, you are able to score good marks and continue with your studies. How was it like going on with the studies, the time in between high school and the college?
Well, the challenges were many, but despite all that, I maneuvered.
Okay.
And I enjoyed the college. It wasn't that easy because again, I joined late. Because I had no money, I had no even transport, and I didn't know the school itself where it is, and I wasn't taken by anybody. So after waiting for a while, almost a month again, I was supposed to join on September 7th.
Yes.
I joined towards October. So I waited and then I was paid. Someone volunteered to pay for me the first term.
Yes.
A check of that 1,000, that was my first time.
Okay.
So it was paid full, was given the receipt, plus the bus fare to go to Mombasa. School to Mombasa, by the way.
Okay.
I've been to Mombasa. So I didn't know even the stage. I was in my chapels. So then I was given the 2 receipts for school fees and for bus fare.
Yes.
And then I was shown. I was pointed to where the bus starts. Where the bus stands.
Yes.
The bus station. I was told that is the bus Chania Executive.
Chania Executive. You went with Chania?
I went with Chania Executive to Mombasa my first time.
Yes.
I don't know anybody. I don't know where I'm going.
Yes.
I was told that there's someone who has been got to wait for me somewhere around Changamwe.
Yes.
I don't know the person. It's at night. The bus took off at around 8 p.m. to Mombasa. So I could arrive at Changamwe at around 3 a.m. or 4.
Yes.
I don't know anywhere. The person who was given contact to go and receive me to go to his home,
yes.
He never picked the call.
Oh my goodness.
It's night. Then I've been here at Changamwe. I don't know where I am. I tried to call him. He's not picking call. So I decided with my own big head, with my clever mind, I cannot highlight from here.
Yes.
It's a foreign place, so I better go to the bus station. I stay in the office until I get someone to pick me there. So at around 6 now, we arrived at around 5. Then I stayed in the office of China exactly.
Yes.
And around 6, I called the man I was given the contract. When I called him, he picked the call. He told me he overslept. So he never had me calling. But I need to take another matatu back to his home.
Yes.
That is at Changamwe now.
Okay.
I did that immediately. And we met with him. He took me to his place.
Yes.
Took some tea together. He was going for job that morning.
Okay.
So I took shower, we took some tea, and we left immediately.
Okay.
So he was working at KPA.
Okay.
Now, there in KPA, he took me up to MPC.
Yes.
I think you know MPC, Kanisani. So he took me to that stage. Then he told me take a tuk-tuk to the school. Okay. He never took me to the school. So I had to board a tuk-tuk.
Yes.
But I didn't know that the place that he has left me It's just a walking distance to the institution.
So the tuk-tuk overcharged you. The tuk-tuks in Mombasa,
The tuk-tuks in Mombasa really do overcharge. Have you been to Mombasa?
Yes,
and you know how they do.
Yes, I did.
Do you imagine? Do you imagine? It was called the Mombasa Technical Training Institute. Yes. I believe you know what it is.
Yes, MTTI.
MTTI that time.
Yes.
It's now currently Kenya Coast National Polytechnic.
Okay.
So we are here at the near Mashpo.
Yes.
At the NPC church.
Yes.
And then you know the school there, just a stone throw. But the tuk-tuk would charge 50 bob. And I'm like, okay. You know, we bought the tuk-tuk and then I didn't go at this and then I saw the signboard of the school. No, I paid 20 bob and I was very fierce on that.
Really?
I paid 20 bob. I told her, why couldn't you have told me? It's just as soon as I could have walked to get there. So I sounded rude being new in the city. But I was just defending what I am because it's little. I went to the school.
Okay.
And then I followed up with the administration. I maneuvered, got registration, and I got a timetable. I walked around to see the classrooms and
wow, so like literally you took yourself like it is me, I have come.
Literally, that was it. Literally, that was it. I did all the registration requirements and what else. So, and then I left the institution to get back to my house and then to come tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Tomorrow, so I got back to Changamwe, prepared to come. So I had no mindset of staying in the hostel.
Okay.
I had no mind for staying in the hostel. I stayed at that man's house.
Yes.
For 3 weeks. And then I switched to my own house.
To your own house in 3 weeks time, and that is Mombasa. Like you adapted so very fast. What made you to adapt so fast? And even there is the Mombasa weather and all that. It's not easy to adapt.
Okay. Yes. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It has never been easy. To never be easy. But circumstances can push you to.
Okay.
Despite you not willing to adapt easily. So I stayed there for 3 weeks and I shifted to Likoni. My reason for staying there, for leaving that home, one, it's a distance from school.
Yes.
2, I'm not working, so the fare is costly from there back forth. So I was looking for a nearby where I can be walking to school if things go worse. That is, if I have no fare, I can walk to school. Because walking to, it was journey.
Yes.
So walking from journey
I
can. So I had to look for a nearby home. So when I got to school, within those 3 weeks, I got a friend. We looked for a house together in Likoni.
Okay.
And fortunately, that friend was also staying in his brother's home. So he was also looking for a house, and then cost shared.
Yes.
We stayed at Likoni for the first moments.
All right.
First one, you stay together in Likoni. So we would walk from Likoni to the school back.
Oh, so you could walk from Likoni to MTTI?
Yes, I could do that. Not once.
Okay.
Not once.
You know, it's also a distance, It's also a distance.
It is a distance, It is a distance, but we had no choice. The only challenge with Likoni, if you've ever been there, it's ferry.
Yes.
And ferry has always been an issue because I can't even forget up to date. I left a shoe one day there.
Where exactly? In the ferry or in the waiting?
No, it was in the ferry when the door has been opened for people to rush into the ferry.
Yes.
And people are pushing one another back and forth. You cannot know. Someone just stepped on my shoe.
Oh my goodness.
And then I couldn't pick it because when you try to pick it, you will be knocked down by the others and pass over you.
Yeah.
So I had to stay. After they passed, now I took my shoe. I put it again and they continued. You wouldn't pass there with slippers or have open shoes. That time it was hard. It was when you could get into the ferry and it will go a zigzag. By the time it lands on the other side, it would have taken almost 30 minutes. You know? So I stayed at the Likoni ferry for the first year. And then second year I shifted from Likoni.
Okay.
I shifted for second year.
Okay, so at this time, how are you managing? Do you still have the sponsorship for your school fees, the shopping, there is those requirements in the university, you are required to do the assignments, you need these and things. How are you managing such?
Well, in the university, when you go to the university, you have to open up your mind because you are now graduating to other people. You're no longer a child in that context. So you need to open up your mind and bearing of your background. You know how it is.
Yes.
You can't ask for anything from home because, as earlier I said, I'm the one who takes care of the ones in high school. So I need to take the responsibility of the high school. I need to take care of myself. We have primary also. We have some other family affairs back at home.
Okay.
So I used to work. When I went to Likoni, I couldn't stay in Likoni. It reached me a point I used to call people, help me 500, 1,000 shillings. People could go dormant, and that irritated me because now they don't even pick their calls.
Okay.
Yeah, the family members you're talking of who support you.
Yes.
And now I checked my prayers. And I remember in laying down one day and I prayed that God will bless me that job to get my money.
Yes.
Every time that I needed the money, I could tell God, I just need that job.
Yes.
That I can work and
you get your own money.
I get, and that's how I've survived the whole of my first life.
Okay.
That I work, I get my money. So when I was there, I used to work. I used to hustle, let me call it that. At labor, you know labor.
Labor, yes.
Yeah, sites, KPS sites there.
Yes.
Yeah, labor. I used to work at the Cargill areas there. The tea packing companies.
Okay.
I used to work at tea packing companies. So I could work from there to those areas. And at times I could work as well to beyond, Kibarani. Yes. All those areas I've just worked looking for to do while living in Likoni.
Okay.
So it hasn't been that easy. Because one thing, when you're living in Likoni, you must be alert, want to wake up early in the morning. I could walk from Likoni to Kibarani, all those areas, the industrial area, looking for what to do. And I remember I was searching for these jobs to carry sacks. Offloading.
Sacks?
Yeah, because I had no choice.
What?
So sacks. So when I'm looking for sacks, they used to go with the body size. They could check you and assess you. Are you well, or you just suffocate us here in the middle because you take numbers?
Yes.
Such that you don't bypass others. You will not be bypassed by others.
Yes.
So you go by numbers. 1, 2, 3, you pick, you come in.
What?
So they used to check at your body size first. Are you well? Or you just
So I can imagine if you are like this right now.
How was I then? Okay. That's what another day.
Yeah.
That's what so I remember we were giving out IDs. So I tried to stretch my ID, but nobody took my ID. Because they could check and this man, no, you can't. You know, you can't. Then I go back.
Okay.
Tomorrow I come and try again. I go back. But one time I just got an opportunity from the packing companies and I worked there.
Yes.
And it wasn't bad. I just paid the peanuts that I used to keep up myself with. And after I moved from Likoni, I shifted to Highland, Bakstan.
Okay.
Bakstan.
Okay.
Shifted to Bakstan because after working from the tea packing companies, I got another job at Miritini. So while in Miritini, I could go to Miritini for work 12 hours. My class is 12 hours. I'm living in Likoni. So it's like a triangle. And for you to manage that triangle, it wasn't that easy. So I used to carry my clothes on my back. I had a big bag. One side clothes, the other side I put books.
Yes.
So I used to go to Likoni when I'm going to do wash, when I'm going to do cleaning.
Yeah.
So I could change from the Christian Union office because I was an executive in the Christian Union office.
Yeah.
So I used to carry my clothes. Because class is 12 hours. I'm an engineering student. And engineering is demanding.
Yes.
I believe you can attest from the friends that you went to school.
Yes.
It's very demanding.
It is.
My job was also very demanding. It's 12 hours. So when I went to the employer, I asked him for night shift only. He told me you have to go night to come. I told him if there's no night shift only, just tell me simply there's no job because I'm in school. Okay. So my schedule was so tight until he asked me, now you want this job? Your schedule is very tight from the way you can explain. Now how do you be sleeping? I told him when you begin to pity me, you'll not help me. So I need the work. If I don't make it, I'll come to your table again. Okay. So he gave me the offer and I took it. Okay. I took the offer and I worked. I really worked. So sleeping wasn't my thing.
Hey, so like you could work 12 hours, go to class 12 hours.
Yeah.
When do you have time for yourself? When do you have time to relax? When do you have time to sleep? Like you're all over 24 hours up and down, up and down. 24
hours, I was up and down. To be sincere, because even when I get back to school, during the school hours, I could attend the first sessions afternoon. Then from afternoon, I'm engaged with the Christian Union executive meetings. Yes. Because I was also an official in the Christian Union.
Yes.
So I was needed there as well
Mm-hmm.
to coordinate some of the CU affairs.
Okay.
So when I get to class, I could learn until noon.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get to afternoon sessions, I sleep. I'm very sleepy. The teacher told me, go out, man, you're sleeping in my class. Mm-hmm. And that was my joy because I've got an opportunity to sleep. I go and lay myself around 2 hours.
Yes.
That was good of me.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 4, I'm getting out to go for work. Okay. Because it's a distance. Mm-hmm. Because I remember when I first year I reported late. I was supposed to report at 7 p.m. Mm-hmm. I reported at 8. Okay. Then I could not be allowed to Muhindi does it at job time. Yes. So I was forced to go back. What? It's 8 p.m. Yes. I'm at Meritini. Mm-hmm. So where am I going back? Likoni. What? I'm at Meritini. So yes. I didn't have fare for it. Mm-hmm. So I came to Makupa. I slept at a friend's home, at a friend's house. Okay. And then in the morning, I joined classwork. So I've been working while in my college life, in my school life. Okay. There's no single day that I stayed idle because I have to cater for my expenses. Right. I have to give reports for the high school. Yes. Because they could call me, they see and that they have been sent home. Yes. You know. And yeah, so like you mean even when you are still at university, you are struggling to pay your school fees, to pay your rent, you are still at home, they are still demanding you to help in the other siblings. Definitely yes. Okay. Because you know my number is the one that is given as the parents' number in the school. So all the parents meeting, they lunch to me. Anything needed from the school, it lands to me. I must be informed. Yes. And then I must respond. But of course, we coordinate with mom because mom is at home. Yes. To go and attend physical meetings with their parents, barazas, and all that stuff. Yes. But anything financially advice here and there, I give out because I have to. Okay. I have to. So it wasn't that easy for me. But I maneuvered. One thing I thank God, I never failed in an exam. Okay. Despite my busy schedule. Oh, that's amazing. I never failed in any exam. And it's engineering. I can remember calculus. My people, I wanted to be an engineer, by the way. I did civil engineering at Technical University of Mombasa. Yeah, so I know those things of calculus and technical drawing. At least I'm aware of. I thought you were a journalist. Yes, I'm a journalist, but things, all things work together for good. Yes, so finally I'm here, a journalist, but at least I'm proud, at least I went to an engineering class, civil engineering in that case. Yeah, so maybe you never know. So when I talk about engineering, I believe you understand it the best. Yes, I'm getting it, and I can't relate like how you are still doing all this stuff, you're still working, at home they are still demanding you. So that means you didn't even have time to go to the beach, to explore Mombasa, to explore the good views. Actually, what I really had in hard time in that moment, it was to enjoy my youthful moment with the other fellow used to go and hang out. You know, the so-called jobless corners. I've never been to those jobless corners. Going beach, hanging out, taking photos and here and there. No, because I didn't have such time. Okay. Because I'm thinking, I pay my rent when? Where do I get money to pay my rent? Where do I get men to supplement the high schoolers? So I was thinking extra, so I couldn't get that time to go and hang out, jobless corners and all those stuffs. Okay. So that jovial moods of the colleagues in the university, yes, somehow it cut me short because I didn't have that time. I'm going for work in the evening. I'm very sleepy, you know. Yes. And engineering is very demanding, as you said. Oh, yes, it is. Very demanding. Yeah. Because we ended at around 64 students. The graduates were 3 of them. Really? So the rest just got lost in the way. Out of 64, only because you graduated? Yes. Okay. You were 64. Hey. But 3 graduated. That is serious. Very serious. Very serious. So it wasn't that easy. Until it came to a point that my classmates asked me a question. How do you manage these things? Because you've been with you here, you don't attend full lectures. When you attend, you're sleepy. Here and there, you've gone to executive meetings of the CU. So how do you maneuver? We don't see in the library. Okay. So I told them, it's good to can understand something because I don't know. I'm very busy, as you know. Yes. But I had an analogy that used to because I didn't have enough time to go to class, to go to library during exams. Oh. I could go to the library, get the past papers for revision. I come and supply them in the class. Then after now supplying them, they are full time to study, research, and do what is needed to get the right answers. Yes. So my work is to come and just fetch one fella to come and help me to answer all those, because they already have the answers.
Oh.
So I will just source the answers from them.
Yes.
Then from there I go sit down, I analyze myself, I
Yes.
internalize, I get them right.
But
But I must make sure I give them the past papers for revision,
yes.
because I'll pick answers from them.
Okay.
Because I don't have time to go to library,
Yeah.
to go to, I'm very sleepy,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
The schedule was very tight,
Okay.
but I thank God I never failed in any exam.
All right.
So despite the busy schedule,
Yes.
it worked good for me.
All right.
Though I had to travel it through.
Yes.
It hasn't been that easy.
And did this affect your personal life, your relationship life? Like now, you know, you're still growing in the university. It is that time that you want to explore these nights. You hear freshers night, someone has a birthday party. Like, did you get that time maybe to engage, to have a relationship, or it just affected your personal life?
Well, other sorts. One, it has to affect you, because at that age you need to mingle with friends. You know who is who. You go and have fun.
Yes.
But I didn't have such.
Okay.
So it affected me in that I could not have an ample time to concentrate on relationships. Because you know, you people, and you can attest to that you need attention, and maximum attention, full attention.
Really?
Full attention.
You have to exaggerate. Maximum full 100%.
Is it not?
With a blue.
Is it not? Is it not?
Yeah, of course.
You
of
need
course.
attention.
Yes.
And one thing, I'm that person who doesn't walk slow. Mimi, let me put it in the best way possible. Sijui kutembea pole pole.
Okay.
Mimi utembeanga haraka. So the moment you see me, I'm very fast. And you know, for you to catch up with a very fast pace, for a lady, it doesn't happen.
It's
They need
challenging.
a slow motion, talking short stories here and there. And you know, my mind used to think faster than I'm walking. So you could sense the way I'm walking and the way I'm thinking. This man is thinking ahead of how he's walking. So they couldn't match.
Alright.
So that one never gave me an ample time to concentrate on dating a lady. Because I knew I would not concentrate.
Okay.
So why should I begin it?
Okay.
And the moment I tried it, I was left in the morning. I was left in the morning.
So you were heartbroken.
I was left in the morning. Why? Because I didn't have time to concentrate on that.
Yes.
Na sasa this one needs we go for beach,
Yes.
for outings, for coffee evenings. In coffee evenings, I'm at Muhindi's place, working for my rent. So
Yes.
that really affected, because I didn't have an ample relationship while in college, university.
Yes.
Again, also I didn't have that bitter to mingle with people,
Yes.
because of the responsibility that I had. One, I appreciate it because they taught me to be strong. They have really taught me to be strong, to be radical.
Yes.
However things may get tough, I've always prayed that I be strong. Things may be worse, but I always pray that I be strong.
Okay.
Because when I'm strong, I win and overcome every battle.
Yes.
So she taught me to be strong. And I can encourage somebody that be strong. Despite what comes your way.
Yes.
The moment you stand tall and be strong, you outweigh every challenge.
Yes.
And God gives you the grace to maneuver.
Okay.
So I was very strong. I passed my exams.
Mm.
All was well. I worked for my rent.
Yes.
So as I talk now, I paid rent from Form 1 up to now.
Oh, since from 1 up to now, you're
Even
still
tomorrow I need to
paying
pay
rent.
rent.
Okay.
Even tomorrow I need to pay.
Oh, yes,
So next
yes.
time when you hear me, I'm a landlord, don't be surprised.
You need
I
to,
deserve.
You really need to, since from 1, that's
I
a
deserve.
long time. Yeah.
I deserve.
Yeah, because some of us, we started living by ourselves. Maybe they are going to one second year or something. That is when maybe we started being exposed to staying alone. Because even in the university, you find that when you are new, especially ladies, parents want you to stay in the hostels so that they can manage you well, you know. Yeah, so that's still okay, and I'm glad that you have been able to make it up to this point. Now you are now employed. Can you tell us now the transition from the university to now coming to the employment sector? How was it for you? Yes.
Maybe before we get to that, Lynn,
Yes.
allow me ask a question.
Yes.
You mentioned something about engineering.
Yes.
And maybe let me just get a little bit back on that.
Yes.
And then we'll be getting to the next question.
Okay.
You told me that you first went for civil engineering, right?
Yes, I did.
Now about civil engineering, was it your choice or it was the choice of the community or the parents? Or how did you learn to there and then you switched back to journalism?
So you're planning to interview me in my interview?
Not really, but it's just...
it's just a by the way. Yeah, so my good people, I will be telling you my story in a while. Stay tuned in this channel. Make sure you subscribe. One day, one time, I will tell you my story, and my friend, you won't believe it. But briefly about that is that, of course, I was admitted to do civil engineering, which I did for approximately 2 months. I did calculus, I did technical drawings. That is the ones that I can remember most, because I remember during that first lecture of calculus, I carried my notebook very well. I went the whole session, I was there writing notes, but I can tell you for sure at the end of that session, I could not remember anything, not even one. And the way I thought I was very good in mathematics, very good in physics, but that is when I knew that this one, I don't know where it is heading to. But me going to journalism and mass communication, I cannot say it was more of my decision, but it was something that happened in the school, and we were told, some of our students who had been admitted to civil engineering, that our cluster points were mistakenly put, so like we were not as qualified to do the engineering, and so we were given the option of choosing another course, and if you still want to go on with the engineering, you can go on, but maybe later it can give you some problems. So following that, I chose to do another course, of which maybe I was opting to do statistics, to do computer science or something, but all things work together for good to those who love the Lord and those who are called according to His purpose. So that is how I found myself doing journalism and mass communication, and it's because of that today we have KYJTV, and we are here giving you amazing stories. So stay tuned. I have an amazing story even for me, and I will be sharing it with you very soon. Let us get to 10,000 subscribers.
Well, why did I thank God? Because the university course was my choice, not communities, not parents or what.
Okay.
So I loved it, and I pursued it to the latter, despite the hardships that were there. And the course itself, it's not for people with little strength.
Yes.
So I had to be strong enough to manage through. And now it came that you graduated, and we are now being released to the society to serve the community.
Yes.
Now that period of transition from school and to the job field, it's not that easy, because within the course of it, I realized that the hardest exam is to transform the papers you have into money.
Okay.
That's the hardest exam, not to do the paper and classwork. But transforming the certificate you have to become money, that is what needs a bit technicality to handle it.
Okay.
Because you can be having good papers, but here outside, the world is not for the weak. I said it has no mercy from the beginning.
Okay.
So you have to trust God beyond. So my first moments, I used to do casual jobs.
Okay.
Around in Mombasa. I could be called for installations. That is because I'm an electrical engineering student. I could go do installations somewhere. I get some money for upkeep. And then within the course, I got some work at Texas Security Company. I've worked with Texas Security Company.
You are a watchman. Like, what do you
relax. Let me do my story. Relax. Yes, I worked with Texas. That was 2020. In Texas Alarms. Okay. So there in Texas, I was in the security guard.
Oh.
I was serving as a technical person.
Okay.
In the field of CCTV cameras, installation of electric fences, those security affairs. But I could as well mingle with the other security guards, because we were working the same company as well. So I know what it entails there inside, and the main details from the security sector. So what caught me while there was the Corona era. I remember I worked for around 3 months. I was working on casual basis and 500 shillings per day.
Okay.
And then now Corona struck him. And I was the first person to be taken out because I was casual. That was 2020.
Okay.
During the time of Corona, I just saw lockdown everywhere and pay cuts off, and then I was hopeless. I was told go home, no job.
Yes.
And then I had to do it. So the whole of 2020, I stayed at Mombasa.
Yes.
There is total lockdown. I remember even during that time I was caught up by police. Yeah, I was caught up by police at Mama Gina Drive. Because I have stayed at home.
Yes.
I have nothing to eat. I have nothing to do. I have no work. I've tried to sleep. I've really tried to do anything. Yes. I have nothing to do. Yes. So I just let me go and have some walk at Mama Gina Drive.
Yes.
We were two guys just walking around Mama Gina Drive. I didn't know, because now you remember I did that the public areas had been shut off.
Oh, yes.
So people were not allowed to walk. So
yeah.
I went and saw some people there lying down, some kids playing around. I didn't know they are the families of the police officers who are guarding there, so their families are free to come. So we just chose to trespass there. Okay. When we arrived there, they had put a block, a police block. You couldn't go to the prayer center. You know the prayer center?
Yes.
What's the name of the prayer center?
Gorilla Base.
Gorilla Base, you couldn't access.
Yes.
It was out of bounds. So police post was put there. So when we got there, we wanted to trespass to Gorilla Base. We were caught by some police officers.
Yes.
Asked very simple questions. What are you doing here? We want to go to the other side. What is your name? We said our names. Why are you not in school? We said, actually we introduced ourselves because we had school IDs. We introduced ourselves as students.
Yes.
We gave out school IDs. Then you asked, why are you not in school? There's Corona. Why are you not at home? There's lockdown. Huku kwenye mnatembea ndiko hakuna corona. That was the word that the police officer used. Huku kwenye mnatembea ndiko hakuna corona. Didn't you not hear the president say every public gathering out of bounds?
Yes.
Hivyo hivyo mnatembea, tembeeni muingie chini.
What?
We were forced to the Mama Gina cell there down. It's underground.
Yes.
Yeah, so we went there. And then we stayed there. And then the police officers now converged and they could just come and check at us.
Okay.
And they could come and check at us. They just tried to say that, send for the Land Cruiser. They ordered for the Land Cruiser so that you can be taken to Central. To be charged with,
Central Police Station?
Yeah, to be charged with trespassing.
What?
Trespassing. It wasn't about masks because we had put on our masks very well. So it was about trespassing and walking, and we should be at home. Okay. So they tried to call it out, but the Land Cruiser never came. Okay. They were trying to toss us up and down. Okay. And finally, after staying for 1 or 2 hours, they called us out and told us to go. They gave us all our paraphernalia that we had. We had some good paraphernalia with us, all IDs. I had a tester, so they thought it was even a weapon to harm them. Okay. But they told us to go back home. So in that stay, that was during my transition from school to work. We went back home and we stayed at home. I've been to Mombasa the whole of that Corona period. Yes. And I was surviving out of some little calls I get, come and fix me a socket. I go immediately, I get 200 and 500. And that kept me running. I thanked my landlord that time because I was not paying rent, I had no money. She just allowed me to stay and told me, maybe when you get money, you pay. Oh, that was amazing. So it was amazing for me during that time. We stayed for around 6 months without paying rent. 6 months without paying rent. Hey, God bless that landlord. Wherever she's a lady, she's a Titan lady. Yes. So she stayed there, as we stayed there for 6 months, and then later on we paid the rent, and we were in good terms with her. Okay. So that period of transition, it was really tough because recently I've been an hotelier for the last 2.5 years. With all your electrical engineering, you are working in a hotel. I landed in a hotel industry, a very demanding industry that knows no holiday. Okay. Very demanding. So here again, you still don't have time for yourself. Time for your personal life. For my going out with hanging with the friends on holidays. Yes. Family gathering that happen on every holiday. You can imagine people are meeting at home in December. You know what to see. Yes. So that is the maximum peak of the hotel industry. Yes. So you are required to be there. So I've been an hotelier, not in my profession, but in another profession. Okay. I've been in an hotel industry as I was working in a water plant. just purifying water, the ocean water into fresh water.
Okay.
So my job there was water plant, operating the water plant.
All right.
So, but I could do electrical works when they arise here and there. But my entry there was in that.
Yes.
So I've worked in the hotel industry, and I thank God that now, while there, I was now called to what I went to school to learn. So that's why I shifted from Mombasa, currently I'm in Nairobi.
Okay.
And I'm working in a company called Auto Express Company in the field now of electrical maintenance department.
Okay.
And I thank God for that transition. It was not that easy, but God is faithful.
Yes. So, like, how long can you say it took you to get the job of your course that you did?
The job of my course that I did, I can say it took some big time, some years that I didn't expect. Because as I've said that when you get out of school, you always go with the expectation that I'll get a job immediately, work in this post, and be proud of my profession, you know. But it took me some good, around 5 years.
5 years.
Okay. Since I graduated, that's taken me around 5 years to come and learn in what I went to school to learn. And that is what I'm doing now.
Okay.
So that period is not that easy. You have to be open-minded, that you can take what comes to keep the life going.
Okay.
Bearing in mind that you are professionally one day come out and learn.
Okay.
So it has taken me that period. But I thank God I've also been surviving well. Living well, taking on my responsibilities. And it has taught me to be strong. Be very, very strong.
Okay.
Because being alone in the town, you have responsibilities to do, bills to pay. You have to scratch your head extra for you to keep yourself there. So it really took me around 5 years.
Okay.
Not that I wasn't working, I was working, but on some on-off jobs.
On other casual jobs.
Casual jobs. So, and that one kept me moving on and moving on.
Okay.
Moving on.
Yes, and now can you say there is a lot that has been said concerning the job market in Kenya, that for someone who has already graduated to get a job, you need to have a connection. There is this thing that have been, if you don't have a connection, forget about getting a job. So for the jobs that you have been able to work, was it about connections, or what do you have to say about the job market and connections, and are there legit jobs or?
Well, what I can say about that, about the market industry, one, there are jobs, and there are also scammers who are scheming to give you a job, but they are after robbing you.
Okay.
So when people talk of connections, there are real connections, but there are also schemers. Okay. You have to be aware of who is connecting you, otherwise he might be or they might be a prey to get what you have. So about connections, I can't say I relied in any connection, because the jobs that I went for, I applied myself, I was called for the interview, and later on I was called for work.
Okay.
So despite having connections, you need to believe in God, who is able to do the connections for you.
Okay.
As much as you mingle with people, you have to believe in God, who is able to change and transform the minds of people to single you out of the many people. So me personally, wherever I went, I applied myself. And I was called for the interview. And later on for the job. I followed the due process.
Okay.
I followed the due process. I never went for any shortcut or what.
No bribes.
I had even nothing to bribe. You know, I had no man to bribe anyone. So the little jobs I was getting, I could go myself, present my case. Then after the interview, I did also some more interviews, but I wasn't called.
Okay.
Maybe because of the connections, I didn't have connections there. Though I wanted the job. But I let them go. I let them go. Okay. Though people have been into the mentality of connections, without connections you can't get anything. But it's good that you be open-minded, that despite the connection, there is God who is able to open a way for you. And then you keep focused. You keep focused and you be determined. You do whatever you get as you believe God to give you a job. Nevertheless, I can't ignore the aspect of connections. You must also mingle well with people. Because if God is to connect you, he has to use people for you to get helped. God will always use people. So know people, it's not bad to know people, but believe in God for what you need. Not people, but believe in God. It shall come through for you.
All right. And now, talking of God, let's come to your spiritual life. Has it been the source of your strength? Because having undergone through all those challenges, being able to maneuver, being able to take care of your siblings, like, what has been your source of strength? What has been your main source of strength?
Well, a time comes in life that you find yourself, you feel you are alone, and you feel you've been left alone. Because of the challenges that are surrounding you and what needs your attention, and some of the attention needed is money, and you don't have the money.
Yes.
What I can single out as my source of strength from all those struggles that I've been going through, that God has been faithful.
Okay.
Because situations could come. I remember I've just said that at a time I used to call people to send me some money, 500, and they couldn't pick even the calls. And I kneeled down and I changed the prayer.
Okay.
That God will bless me that job. So my source of strength has been only God, who has been inspiring me to pray more.
Yes.
And I've really grown more in spirit when I'm in university, because I had no much engagements concerning the outside life. Because I could go to Christian Union to pray that God will open a way for me. Yes. Because if He does, I will not have anything.
Okay.
And that's why I could get some little jobs to work on, so that I get my pay.
Okay.
My pay is paid. So God has been faithful, a source of strength.
Yes.
And that's why I learned to be strong. All those challenges have taught me how to be strong.
Yes. And
my prayer that I pray even up to date, that above all things I be strong.
Okay.
Because when I'm strong, I'm able to handle the challenge.
Okay.
It may come, it needs a lot of big money that I don't have. But I have faith that it is possible.
Okay.
So I'm very strong. Whatever comes my way, I always pray that I be strong. So I can tell people to be strong.
Okay.
Because God has been my source of strength all through. And I've believed Him. My brothers have gone to university, they have finished.
Wow.
I have two girls in Form 3.
Okay.
2 girls in Form 3. And the last born, that is my dad's family. Last born is in class 6.
Okay.
The so-called, what are they calling it now?
The CBC.
They are calling it what? Yes, what are they calling it? Yes, it's the CBC. CBC is the system. But with junior secondary or junior primary.
Oh, yes, yes.
So she's in class 6 in that degree. No, she's in what to 844.
Yeah,
so
sure.
She's in class 6, the last one.
Okay.
And I've been able to take them all through with the help of map, bit by bit. Okay. So 2 of them, 2 guys are out of university. And 2 girls now.
Okay.
In Form 3.
Okay.
A boarding school.
Yeah, so you have been the one taking all their responsibilities, taking care of their school fees, shopping and all that. How has it been for you? How have you been able to balance this, to balance your personal life now that you have already finished school, like you're transitioning, you're also growing? Like, how have you been able to
well, to handle that, let me just be precise. For the viewers, maybe you have girls.
Yes.
A girl child, to take them to school is very expensive. And it's not easy to do their shopping. It really overwhelmed me when they were going to report Form 1 and they are 2. They are going to the same class Form 1, they are 2. It wasn't very easy. So balancing my life and also paying fees here and there, it's hard because you also need your own time to package your life in order. And I can only say it's the grace that has enabled me, because I have not lacked to do for them. Though as we talk now, they also need my input because they are at home. They have been saved for school fees. They are also waiting for my response on their getting back. But I trust God that things will work for my good. So balancing that has not been easy. And it really, at times you can forget yourself because of this much responsibility that are surrounding you. Yes. You can forget yourself in that you need to build up your capacity to manage your own family. You can really realize when it's too late maybe to get married, to build a house, because of this added responsibility that you've been having. And because of this responsibility, they have to some extent delayed me, depending on the target that I had to begin my own family. But now these 2 guys, because they are out, I've left with only 2 girls in Form 3. Yes. I cannot package my life out. So I'm balancing between the 2. Okay. So balancing between the 2, you need wisdom. You need grace of God to work for the 2. Because both of them must continue. Yes. Because I started and I don't believe in failure. So they must finish. I must also build up my own family.
Yes.
Despite them being in school.
Okay.
So I'm believing God that things will work for good, so that I can manage both.
Okay.
And because of the responsibility, God must pave a way.
Yes.
And that is what I'm doing.
Of course, He has made a way up to this point, and He is going to make a way.
He's going to make a way. What I can say on that, if you're not careful, you can really be delayed for your own life. Because do you realize people who get married at 40 years, then they are like, okay, now they realize themselves at that point. So I thank God that I can't go to that extent.
Yes.
Now I can begin mine, and soon I'll be inviting you as well.
Hallelujah. Yeah, we need to come and take that pilau and dance. Like how has this whole experience, how affected you emotionally, like mentally? How has your mental health been going through all this?
Thank you so much. You know, it's good to have mentors.
Yes.
So that at least some situation can help you. Because sometimes you can be faced by a challenge that you can't solve by your own. So you need to ask for wisdom from people. So by that, I've been asking for wisdom from people, from pastors, from good friends, who can help me to maneuver those situations. And that has really helped me in my lowest moments. At least I get relieved. You know, people need mental therapy. So at least by talk, I get relieved, and I get to be strong again, and I feel encouraged to continue. So it's good to have people to ask these things, and to have mentors who can help you, so that you can maneuver through things that you are unable to do by your own. So I've been having people, I've been asking for some wisdom on the way to go, and that has kept me going. And I trust God that they are still on my side, because at your lowest point, that you must need people to lean on. You need a shoulder to lean on. So I thank God for bringing good people my way, and that has been good for me.
Awesome.
Thank you for that.
All right.
Yes,
that's so amazing. It is very important, like for someone to have emotional support, like mental support, because at times things can be so overwhelming, and we really need to support one another and to stand up with one another. Now, what can you tell someone out there, the young people who may be undergoing maybe some situations, like you see life is life and things sometimes happen. What can you tell someone? Maybe they are going through a hard time looking for a job, or even trying to manage in the university. Maybe school fees is becoming a problem. What is your word to such people out there?
Well, thank you so much for that question. To advise my colleagues who are out there, they have been going through some stuff. I've been a victim of such, and thank God I'm still maneuvering my way out. To begin with, the people who are at high schools, the high schoolers who are transiting to university level, one thing I can advise them when they are choosing courses, it is always good that they choose out of their passion. Don't allow anyone to influence your choosing course such that you may end up doing what you didn't really want. Because we've seen people out there doing a full degree for 4 years or 7 years, and then they take it home to their parents. Then they get back to do what they wanted. So it is good that when you are choosing a course, you choose your passion, what you'd really love to do in life, and how you'd love to do it. So it begins from there. And then when you get to the university, be open-minded. Don't cage your mind in that your parent is there to provide for you. That is an open field that you need to think wide, that while in school, while in the university, you are still working. You are still doing some hustles to earn your money. Actually, I don't expect a campus person to stress a parent in the name of maybe, let me say, house rent, or rather maybe some food for working. You should only need school fees, and then the rest you can plan yourself out. So I encourage you, at least when you get to university, make sure you have some hustle. You can look for whatever hustle, as long as it's giving you good money, a legit one, there's no issue. So make sure you have some good money that can keep you in town, that can keep you in campus. Cater for your expenses for learning. Don't stress your parent maybe to, niseme ni kitu ya aibu sana kupigia mzazi tunataka 200 ya kusijui kutoa kufanya photocopy. So what is that? Though I understand for ladies sometimes it's a different case, they always request for money, but it's good that you be open-minded. You have your own money, and you think ahead in case the school fees fails. How should I do it? Because as for me, I used to link up with bursaries. I could get bursary. I could work for my own, because when I'm in Mombasa, There's no office that I've not gone. I went to Mvita, I went to Likoni constituency, I went to Changamwe with all those MPs looking for bursaries. You be desperate for the fees that you need. You also help your parent in a way so that you can now prepare yourself in time such that when you get to the community to serve the community, even if you don't get an immediate job, you know how to hustle because it's a preparation ground, the university. Again, when you get out of the university, it takes a while, not for everyone, but to some extent it might delay. So I encourage you that you be open-minded. Whatever comes, take it as you work for what you need. Use it as a stepping stone to go to the next level. Don't just stay at home, because I know it happens for most of the people. They don't have any responsibility. Finally, they are staying in their own estates. So that person feels okay, life is going on well. Well, it's up to you, but I encourage you at least you take what comes out, begin to prepare your life in advance, build your muscles, be strong to take what comes out, and with that, you'll not be a burden to anyone. Avoid being burden to parents and also friends, in that maybe you are burdening your parent, you have some other responsibility for your fellow kids to take care of, and then you are here grown up doing all this nonsense. Why should you help your parent in such cases? So make sure at least you take what comes, continue to look for what you want, and by that you really maneuver. So to my host, I think the viewers can get encouraged on that.
Yes.
And they can really maneuver in that.
Yes.
To be determined is the way to go.
Yes.
They use the word kujituma. So when you're at campus, unapaswa kujituma. That is the word that is used by comrades.
Yes.
I know the comrades who are watching this, they can understand that language.
Yes.
Ni kujituma. You get a car wash, enda uoshe gari. Ukipata hustle ni ya kufanya nini, enda ufanye. As long as giving you income. Because even during our time in campus, we could see some boys. Kuna wale wavivu wanashindwa kwenda kufanya photocopy. They could collect the assignments and kuwafanyia photocopy. Kule ashafanya mpango, what does he want? Anataka tu hiyo commission ya 5 bob. Na hiyo imeleta lunch.
Yes.
So ni kujituma.
Yes.
So ni vizuri kujituma. Kila mtu ajitume kwa maisha yake na itatokezea tu mzuri.
Yes.
So I thank God for having gone through that life. It has built me and taught me how to be strong.
Yes. So that is it, my good people, for today. It has been a pleasure having Mr. Francis Mwalya with me. It was such an interesting and amazing conversation. Thank you so much. And may God continue to see you through, even for the remaining things that you are still handling, still continuing to support your siblings and your parents. We pray that God will still continue opening new doors for you each and every time. Yes. So maybe you have a parting shot for our audience, something you would love to tell them as we wind up this session.
So one thing before, as we wind up, I can encourage somebody to be strong. Above all things, just pray that you be strong, and that will keep you going all through.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much, my good people, for watching this video to the end. It has been a great pleasure having you in a KYJTV YouTube channel, and as I have told you, I have more and more interviews coming. And if you are out there and you would love to share your story with me, make sure you email me, and you can as well WhatsApp me or DM me in my Facebook or Instagram account. Thank you so much. Do not forget to comment down below how was the conversation and what is your take home from today's conversation. And finally, I would love to appreciate Kliza Media and Photography for coming through and making this session a success. Thank you so much. And you can as well follow them in their Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as well. Thank you so much, Kliza Media and Photography. That is it for today. Stay tuned for the next coming video.